Okay, ma. So let's see this geography current affairs topic today. You see, there is a carnivorous alligator that is called as gar. That is called as gar. The latest threat for Srinagar's idyllic Dal Lake. Idyllic means beauty lake. One lake is there in Srinagar that is called as the Dal Lake, and there is an alligator might have present. This is always in the news, it's an environmental news, but you see this. Actually, this is the non-native alligator. It's a gar fish. It is a fish which is known for its crocodile-like head and razor-sharp teeth. Was found in one of the Kashmir idyllic lake, that is the Dal Lake, raising apprehensions about its impact on the native fish species, because this garfish which eats up all the native species over there. So this is in the news, but you see that about what is called this Dal Lake at all. You see, it is the second largest lake and is the most famous lake in Jammu and Kashmir. That is the Dal Lake, along with the adjoining. In Srinagar, there is one more lake in Jammu and Kashmir, that is the Dal Lake, and the other lake is called as Nigin Lake. It is a major source of fresh fish consumed by the people of Kashmir and the outside. So it is the major concern about these two lakes. One is Dal and as well as Nigin Lake, but the gar fish is the native of North America. In Mexico and all, we have that kind of fish. It's just like a crocodile shaped head and razor tooths will be there. So let's see this about the Dal Lake. Actually, Dal Lake which presents in the Srinagar, that's in the Jammu and Kashmir. So here it is an urban lake, the second largest lake in Jammu and Kashmir, and most visited place in Srinagar by the tourists and the local. Actually, this is the tourist place. That's the Dal Lake. It is an integral of tourism and recreation in the Kashmir Valley and is variously known as. It has different varieties of names. Dal Lake has different varieties of names. Lake of Flowers, Jewel in the Crown of Kashmir, Srinagar's Jewel. So this is an important source of fishing in that in this lake. The peoples have fishing in that lake, and it has three varieties of names: Lake of Flowers, Jewel in the Crown of Kashmir, and Srinagar's Jewel. And if you are seeing this lake which covers a natural wetland which has some 18 square kilometer, including a floating garden which presents over there in that Dal Lake, which is a famous lake. And the floating garden known as Rad in that Kashmiri blossom with lotus flower during the July and the August month. So if you go to that Dal Lake, you can see that lotus which flowers over there in that Dal in the month of July and August. And also in that Srinagar, we have lot of lake. Apart from the Dal Lake, we have lot of lakes. You see this? Gagribal, Lokud Dal Lake, Bodal Lake, Nigin Lake. So these are some lakes we should know, because the UPSC in preliminary aspects, they might have asked you the questions. Where is this lake in which states? So these lakes are present only in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. That we should know about on this news. Then next, if you see this, in the years since, Kedarnath is a Shiva temple in Uttarakhand has witnessed other environmental tragedies such as the 2021 glacial outburst flood of the Rishi Ganga river near the historic Rainy village, and the land subsidence this year in Joshimath. So we have to collect these kind of things from that in the way of geography. You see, look at here. Actually, Kedarnath is a temple which is located on the Garhwal Himalayan range. This is important, ma. So this temple which presents on the Himalayan of Uttarakhand, but that region is called as the Garhwal Himalayan range. Actually, so near the Mandakini river in the state of Uttarakhand. So due to the extreme weather condition, the temple is open to the general public only between the month of April. It has the name Akshaya Tritiya, and in the November Kartik Purnima, the autumn full moon. And the Mandakini river is a tributary of the Alaknanda river in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. So we should know where is Mandakini river and where is this Alaknanda river. At the end of its course, it drains into the Alaknanda, which flows into the Ganga. Look at here. When you are seeing this map, yes, you might have seen this one. Look at here. Bhagirathi is a river. It is from the glacier. And Alaknanda is a river which is from the glacier. When Bhagirathi and Alaknanda joins, that's in Dev. After the name Ganga starts. So this we have to know this. But Mandakini, which is the river, that is the tributary of Alaknanda, Kedarnath temple, which is on this Mandakini river. So we should know about of all this from this. Bhagirathi, Alaknanda, then this is the stream of Ganga, and Alaknanda has its own tributary that is called as the Mandakini, which is from the Kedarnath temple. Look at here. So when you are seeing this Rishi Ganga, where it is, you see, Rishi Ganga is a river in the Chamoli district of Uttarakhand, India. It springs from the Nanda Devi glacier from the mountain, from the Nanda Devi mountain. So the glacier will be there. It is from the Nanda Devi glacier. It is also fed from the Dakshini Nanda Devi glacier, continuing through the Nanda Devi National Park. So as a national park which is on this river, it flows into the Dauli Ganga river near the village of Rini. So what is we have to know is Rishi Ganga is a tributary of Dauli Ganga, right? So it is from the Nanda Devi glacier in Uttarakhand. Look at the map. You see this? Dauli Ganga is also a tributary of Alaknanda. Rishi Ganga, which is a tributary of Dauli Ganga. So you see this? Rishi Ganga, Dauli Ganga, Mandakini, all these rivers are the tributary of Alaknanda, right? Now see the next one. So Rishi Ganga is the tributary of Dauli Ganga. Dauli Ganga is the tributary of Alaknanda. When Alaknanda and Bhagirathi joins in Dev, the Ganga starts. Now look at here, Dauli Ganga. Dauli Ganga is the turbulent Himalayan river which rises in the border region of India and China and flows south into the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand, India. Right? So it joins the Alaknanda, the major source stream of the Ganga river. So from this we could have concluded that Rishi Ganga, which is the tributary of Dauli Ganga which is from the border of China and India. So it joins with Alaknanda. Alaknanda is the stream of Ganga. Bhagirathi and Alaknanda is the stream of Ganga. So Alaknanda, which has the tributary of Mandakini, Dauli Ganga, Rishi Ganga, all this. Right? So the next Look at this news, ma. The world breached 1.5 degree Celsius limit 279 times since 1940. This is called as June breach. That is rising of temperature around of 1.5 degree Celsius should ring alarm bell for the developing countries like India. The world has breached the 1.5 degree Celsius limit on 279 occasions or the days. These are natural variations often driven by the sources of internal variability such as strong volcanoes, El Nino, that is the ENSO. This is called as ENSO. El Nino Southern Oscillation. We studied about this ocean current and all in the conventional area, no? So, when these kind of alarming global warming might have happened, a severe strong volcano and El Nino might have happened. Now look at here. This is the normal year. This is the Humboldt or the Peruvian current, which is the cold water current from the South Pacific current, right? This is also called as drift. Now look at here. When in the El Nino year, this cold water current which is replaced by a local water current, that is called as El Nino. La Nino means that is the cold current which replaces on here. This is El Nino. So when it comes, we have lot of problems, that is the drought might have happened in India and it delays the southwest monsoon. Then look at here, the threshold set by the Paris Climate Agreement. So this is the Paris Climate Agreement, which is the agreement of this global warming. We should not reach 2 degrees Celsius. So the development of El Nino condition in the Pacific Ocean, so you could remember that El Nino is always in the Pacific Ocean, could be one of the factors begin the breach in June, and it will definitely continue to pump more heat into the atmosphere over the next several months. So when El Nino happens, what will happen? More heat might have pumped to the atmosphere. So this might have happened in the Pacific Ocean. Tangible results of global warming have proven it could cause havoc into what the wheat farmers in the country experienced last year when intense heat waves resulted in the crop damages in the northern belt of the country. Yes, obviously there is a delay in monsoon, and we know that wheat is the winter crop, so there is a crop damage might have happened when El Nino happens over on Pacific Ocean. So Intergovernmental Panel on Climatic Changes data showed that when the world is warming at 1.5 degrees Celsius, a tropical country like India would be clocking 1.2 degrees Celsius above the average. So we have the problem. You see, the Himalayan state would be the most vulnerable at that stage. Which state is most vulnerable? The Himalayan states. With what are the Himalayan states mean? Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal, Uttarakhand, Sikkim warming over 1.5 degrees Celsius. So these are the states which is most vulnerable state. Now look at here. Most likely rise temperature will cause precipitation to shift and glacier. Why? Overall, an estimated 43.3 million were forcefully displaced across the world by the end of 2022. 40% of the total population displaced individually, according to the latest report of High Commission of UN. Of them, some 25.8 million children were displaced by internal conflict and the violence. So we should know, sometimes they might have asked you these kind of factual questions, and also for that we should know about it. So the report said, you see, 9,40,000 children have already been displaced due to the conflict in Sudan. The number of refugee asylum seeking children worldwide also reached a new high of 17.5 million by the end of last year, according to the UNICEF. So Russia's ongoing war in the Ukraine forced 2 million Ukrainian children to flee the country and displaced over 1 million children inside the Ukraine, according to the estimates. So you see this, the fact, the number of people displaced by the disaster rose 40% in 2022, then compared to 20 June. So it got it increased by 40%. There is a displacement data which is there, that is called as global report on internal displacement. So they might have asked you the question, what is this report and all. So they have give these kind of reports. The Horn of African region is exposed to severe climatic shock triggered by the El Nino Southern Oscillation phenomenon, climate change. So 2022, an estimated 2.8 million people were displaced by drought from what are the countries? Djibouti, Ethiopia, Kenya, and as well as Somalia. So the Horn of Africa, so these countries, you have that much of droughts. Because of this, the peoples are to be isolated from that, they displaced from one place to other. An unprecedented flood washed away whole infrastructure where in Pakistan in the monsoon. So that's why uprooting 3.4 million children from their homes. So you see, in Pakistan there is a flood, but in the Horn of African countries there is a drought. So this is the major facts we should know about it. Now look at here. The Hindu Kush Himalayas are changing. What is it? Hindu Kush Himalayan glaciers could lose up 80% of their current volume by, that is 2100, in a business as usual scenario according to the report. Some reports are came. So the Hindu Kush Himalaya have seen 65% faster loss of glacier masses. So it has 65, and the Hindu Kush Himalayan glacier lost a mass of 0.2 meters of water. This can say MOW, equivalent per year between 2010 and 2019, and compared on this 2009 of 0.17. You see this, the Karakoram range, which was known to be stable, has also started showing a decline in the glacier mass, losing 0.09 meters of water per year during this. Look at here. So when I am comparing the Himalayan mountains, Hindu Kush range, which is faster losing their glacier when I am comparing to the Karakoram range. You see this, the difference. This is because 0.09 meters of water, but that is 0.28 meters of water. So Hindu Kush Himalaya, which losing most of its glacier when comparing to the Karakoram range. This we have to get it. With 2 billion peoples of Asian, they are depend on this glacier and the snows, and glacier occupy an area of approximately 73,173 square kilometer in the Hindu Kush Himalayas. Ice snows in the Hindu Kush Himalaya, according to the report, are an important source of water for 12 rivers that flows through the 16 countries in Asia. Look at here, for the 16 countries, 12 rivers are from the Hindu Kush Himalaya. So look at this one. 240 million peoples are in the mountain, and 1.65 billion downstream are depend on them. So this we have to see it. And the average temperature region has increased by 0.28 degrees Celsius per decade between 1951 to 2020. 9 out of 12 rivers basins have witnessed increased warming rates at the higher elevations. The strongest impact are being felt in Brahmaputra, Ganga, Yangtze River, and in the Indus Basin. So these are the highly and strongly impacted river for the global warming. In a business as usual scenario, Hindu Kush Himalayan glacier could lose up to 80% by 2100. This is in the news. So the decline in the snowfall by 30 to 50% in Indus Basin, and 50 to 60% in the Ganga, and 50 to 70% in the Brahmaputra. Look at this. There is a decline in snowfall in the coming up of years because of this global warming, which is more in this Brahmaputra, and next one to Ganga, and then one to Indus. The report also highlighted the limited availability information of permafrost ground that remains at or below 0 degrees Celsius for at least 2 consecutive years in the Hindu Kush region. First, we should know about what is called as permafrost. Look at here. The permafrost is a soil or underwater sediment which continuously remains below 0 degree for 2 or more years. Look at this diagram. You see, the soil which got to be frozen on here beneath this land, this complete land is frozen like this. You see, this is permafrost, and this is the upper layer of the soil. This is called as active layer. This is called as the permafrost layer. This, you see this. This might have happened for 2 or more consecutive years. Yes, you see, when you are seeing this Greenland, Alaska, Canada, Russia, and of all these kind of northern hemisphere countries, more number of permafrost will be accumulated on that kind of land. But what might have happened is, when this permafrost, which is melting because of the global warming, what will happen? Landslides might have happened, right? And if we are constructing any kind of houses or industrial whatsoever, that also will collapse. And if this also, when this permafrost will melted, this also impact the ecosystem which presents over on here. Look at here. If a lake is present on here in this land, if a permafrost which is melting, now what will happen? All the water will deepens over on here. So there is a problem in that ecosystem, right? So you see this, the land-based permafrost can include the surface layer of the soil, but if the surface is too warm, it may still occur within a few centimeters of the surface down to hundreds of meters it might have present. It usually consists of ice holding in place a combination of various type of soil, sand, rock, though in ice-free ground, perennially frozen, non-porous bedrock can serve the same role. So you look at here, if you are seeing this statement, soil, sand, rock, all are to be frozen like this. This is called as permafrost. So if one more thing happen, if permafrost which might have frozen, now what will happen? Mean it releases carbon dioxide and also methane. Now what happened when this frozen because of the global warming? Again, the carbon dioxide and also the methane gases are to be ejected by this permafrost. So the greenhouse gases got to be increasing again and again. Then again the global warming comes. So this is the greatest problem right now because of this global warming. So we should know what is this permafrost and all. So fine, we will see the current affairs on the next class. Thank you.